Oh boy, it's been a while. Same old feeling when you first get in. It's freaking cold. Obviously, it's 5 degrees. It's been a while since I've been on here because, quite honestly, I haven't been feeling the greatest for quite a while now. When I say that, I haven't been terribly ill, just not feeling great. Always had some sort of shit coming out of my nose and a bit of a coffee stuff and coughing up phlegm and shit. It's been like that, not horribly crook, but nonetheless still not fit to do this, because you've got to be fit to get in an ice bath, because it takes all your immune system to get the benefits of it. Anyway, on to today's subject. I really struggle as a general rule to find what to talk about in these ice baths, because what do you talk about? I'm not an expert in anything, really. I'm just a bit of a jack of all trades that has a crack at anything, but I'm not an expert in anything. So today I've thought of a topic of who was your first hero? Who was your first hero, your very first hero, or heroes? Now, my brother kind of helped this subject along, because I'm going to cut straight to the chase. He was one of my first heroes, probably my first hero. Apart from your dad, your dad's your authority figure who does everything he can to raise you as best as he can as a young fella. But your first real hero, I believe, well, mine was my brother. Now, I've just spent not very long with him, only overnight. I picked him up from train station yesterday afternoon, last night, and he stayed at my place. We talked non-stop for hours about everything, life and what's going on in the world. And I took him to the airport this morning he's flying off to China. He's on an adventure over there. He's meeting up with some people, and I wish him the very best of luck. So this cold podcast, ice hard chat, whatever I call it, I don't know what I'm calling it because it's so cold right now. But it is your first hero. Now, my first hero was my brother Stephen. He is 3.5 years older than me, and I just thought the world of him growing up. He might have not appreciate what I'm saying right now, but it's the truth. He was my hero. He still is. Everything he's done in life, I've tried to, as a young fella, tried to follow it. Like he was a sporty sort of a bloke. Loved his kung fu, Bruce Lee, all that sort of stuff. And I admired him for that, and everything he done I looked up to. We probably fought like most brothers do. I remember nicknames for each other was probably dog when we were angry with each other, you dog sort of thing. But those times were very few and far between. We had wouldn't say a horrible upbringing, I wouldn't say a great upbringing. We grew up in a split home. And I don't believe we struggled too much from that. Like, I don't know, it's hard to analyse your past and your upbringing and all that sort of stuff unless you really deep dive into it, and I haven't done that. But I don't believe we suffered from anything because of a split home. But one thing I do know is that I really enjoy spending time with him. I don't spend enough time with him. And as far as my first hero, obviously Dad was my authority figure, but my brother Stephen was definitely my first hero. I'd like to know who your first hero was. Is it similar? Is it your brother, your sister, your uncle, your auntie, or whatever? Like, we've all got people that stay strong in your mind over the time. Like, they might not be in your life for very long, but just to name a few people in my life that have influenced me one way or the other, that I haven't had a great deal to do with. Growing up in school, I had some sporting friends that I looked up to. Paul Knight was a cricketer, fast bowler, my age. I tried to be as fast as him and didn't quite get there, I don't think, or maybe I did, I'm not sure. David Gambrell was an academic and a sports person all at the same time. Moving on to work, I worked at the railway, and I worked with people like Bruce Gurney and John Lewis. John Lewis inspired my music change, I believe. I was a Jimmy Barnes, Cold Chisel sort of a person, and he introduced me to bands like Green Day and Everclear. And Bruce Gurney was just a champion bloke. He's 10 years older than me, almost to the day. and I really admired him at work and on the sporting field and everywhere like that. So all these people, they come and go in your life, but my first hero was definitely my brother Stephen, and I hope he watches this, and actually I hope you cry, you mug, because I really mean what I'm saying right now. You were my first hero. Good luck in China, and see you when you get back. Cheers, everybody.